Welcome to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. Chapter 61, The Fourth Simulation Ends. You feel like you are Tang Monk, whose flesh always attracts demons and ghosts, and everyone wants to take a bite from you and take something. Among them, there is the mastermind who plots to take your bones, and Liu Ruyue who is determined to obtain the scriptures. However, now you, Tang Monk, are not that long-lived, but are about to die. You can only make a deal with Liu Ruyue to leave a way out for Su Mei. However, Liu Ruyue, who was so easy to talk to just now, began to reveal his true nature. Snap. Sun Wukong, right, you treated me like a monkey before, didn't you? The people chasing after me can line up from the Magic City to the Imperial City, you treat me like air. I want a good figure and good looks, but you go and date a blind man and blind your eyes. Who do you think you are? B******************* D. Question mark quote quote question mark. Perhaps because you played tricks on me twice before and I ignored you, Liu Ruyue is a woman who holds a grudge and wants to beat you to death. Shocking. A 300-year-old man was beaten up by a school beauty in Shanghai. Is this a moral decline or? After being beaten, you realize that this seemingly cold and arrogant woman seemed to be a little petty, and she even didn't let the elderly go. While you were being beaten, you vaguely heard Su Mei waking up outside and yelling, "Brother Liu," in despair. This woman is so vindictive and so petty. Liu Gan's eyes moved, and he glanced at Liu Ruyue who was pretending to be dead behind him, and expressed his silent condolences to himself in the simulator. Perhaps because she was a little scared by being stared at, Liu Ruyue suddenly opened the quilt and stared back fiercely, then snorted coldly and shrank back into the quilt. At this moment, she was still a little afraid of Liu Gan, who had suddenly changed. A few hours later, Liu Ruyue, who had obtained the true scriptures, was obviously in a much better mood. He knocked Su Mei unconscious again and prepared to take her away. Before leaving, she seemed to have thought of something. Perhaps she felt pity for your impending death, or she revealed something. You killed that ghost doctor. This incident caused a big stir in the capital of Daxia and scared a lot of people. At the same time, it also made some people want to protect you. A lady with great powers has spoken. The guy who attacked you was dealt with. He paid a price and became much more honest. This is why that guy hasn't come to see you in the past 6 months. A lady with great magical powers. They actually managed to deal a heavy blow to the mastermind behind the scenes. There was a hint of strangeness in your cloudy eyes, as if you were a little shocked. Your lips moved, but no sound came out. You are surprised that there is actually a big shot of this level who is willing to protect you. That powerful noblewoman is also from the royal family. Otherwise, she wouldn't be able to deal with the prince who is the mastermind behind this. But it seems that everything is too late. You are about to die, but why didn't the other party take action earlier? Perhaps the powerful lady saw that he was about to die, so she took some action to punish the mastermind behind the scenes. To give an explanation to those who protected you behind the scenes. Will Zhou Yu beat Huang Gai? A sarcastic smile appeared on your lips, and your slow heart began to slowly stop beating. Liu Ruyue remained silent. He just held the unconscious Su Mei in his arms and left without saying a word. When it comes to this level of confrontation, even she can only be a pawn and cannot have her own control. Question mark. She left. In the last moment of your life, you seem to see a black shadow suddenly appear shortly after Liu Ruyue left, walking towards you, holding a black knife in his hand. It seems like the other party has been waiting for a long time and can't wait any longer. The master has spoken. In addition to the emperor's bone, the secret method that can greatly improve the realm must also be obtained. The man in black muttered to himself. Your body is being soul searched. The 9 steps to heaven, in your mind is special and cannot be plundered. Read. The special mechanism of villain simulator is triggered, your soul is protected, and this soul search fails. You are dead, the simulation ends. Another new clue, the powerful lady. It seems like you helped me, but what's the reality? Give an explanation to the dying person. Liu Gan looked at the ending screen of the simulator, frowning slightly, and then slowly relaxed his brows after a long time. He seems to be very loyal, but in fact he is a traitor and does not seem like a good person. Ordinary people might be deceived by superficial phenomena. Moreover, at the last moment, the man in black couldn't wait to show up after Liu Ruyue showed up, wanting to dig out bones and search souls. I'm afraid it's not the ladies. It seems that the appearance of 9 Steps to Heaven has also caught the attention of many people. A 4th level supernatural power surpassed the level of the 8th level celestial being and killed him. Even though there were external factors, it is still amazing. If we can get it, and use the dead soldiers to learn it, it will definitely play a significant role. However, 9 Steps to Heaven cannot be obtained through soul searching. It has some special characteristics and cannot be spread. You are somewhat surprised at the specialness of 9 Steps into Heaven. At the same time, the special mechanism of Villain Simulator also makes you realize that your soul is protected. Methods like soul searching are probably useless to you. In this way, the identity of the time traveler can be avoided from being exposed. He could see that Liu Ruyue, this mysterious person, was cold and arrogant at first, a little sharp-tongued, vindictive, and narrow-minded, but he was actually a good person at heart. Not only did he save the situation at the critical moment, he was also very easy to talk to and repeatedly gave him a lot of useful, special information. When it seemed like his last calamity, it also delayed his time, allowing him to die faster, with less pain, and also covered up some secrets. However, she obviously didn't guess that the man in black who appeared at the end actually had the ability to search the soul of a corpse. Sharp tongue, but soft heart. Liu Gan leaned against the window, looking at the quilt rolled up into a big heap on the carpet, raised his eyebrows, and was a little surprised. It seems that in addition to allowing him to see various timelines in the future, the Villain Simulator can also let him know the attitudes of various forces towards him. Identify in advance who is the enemy and who is the friend. The 4th simulation ends and the final settlement begins. Boom! A long river of time suddenly descends and appears in front of you, blocking and solidifying everything, as if time has stopped. The fragments of the long river of time kept repeating the scenes that happened in the simulator. Swish! The figure of an old man with a gaunt face and white hair, who vaguely resembled his handsome appearance in his youth, slowly appeared. Liu Gan raised his eyebrows, looking at the old man who was almost identical to himself, and looked at the scene in front of him with some surprise. This seems to be different from the ending of the previous simulations. Could it be that the situation has changed after the formal simulation? Boom! At this moment, a series of light balls of different brilliance suddenly appeared on the body of the old man, and began to condense into 6 Dao fruits. The host can choose 3 from the following 6 options. First item, 9 Steps to Heaven fragment. Second item, treasures left by the gods Ghost Dr. Venerable. Third item, solidify purple talent, talisman seed. Fourth item, 9 dragons burning the sky variant talisman skill. Fifth item, Yin Yang Wuji pill 5th grade pill. Sixth item, Kang Mang Ba Long Fist, has reached perfection. Chapter 62, Heavenly Magical Treasure, Xuanian Treasure Mirror. I choose the first, second, and third rewards. Seeing the 6 rewards appear, Liu Gan chose the first 3 without hesitation and gave up the rest. Once 9 Dragons Burning Sky has the purple talent Talisman Dao Seed, he will naturally be able to comprehend it again in the future. Although Yin Yang Wuji Pill can help him break through the 5th realm of mountains and rivers, with his talent, it is only a matter of time. If all else fails, you can go to the mysterious realm and kill the great elder of the Li family, then you can naturally get it. Kang Mang Ba Long Quan Dacheng is the option with the lowest cost performance, just pass it without hesitation. Swish, swish, swish. The light golden, Dao fruit, the dark purple, Dao fruit, and the light purple, Dao fruit, that were floating on the old man's body fell off instantly. They respectively represent 9 Steps into Heaven, Talisman Seed, and Heavenly Treasure, and float towards Liu Gan. Boom! As the 3 Dao fruits merged, Liu Gan felt a surging wave in his mind. Countless talismans and inscriptions are deeply engraved into the soul. In an instant, he completely mastered the first 7 steps of the 9 Steps to Heaven, as well as the power of the Talisman Seed. A vast and powerful force rooted deep in his soul instantly allowed him to enter a new realm. The 7 heavenly talismans suspended deep in his soul allow him to activate them at any time, burning his lifespan and entering the 7th realm of sainthood. Even the prototype of the variant talisman, 9 dragons burning the sky, was slowly formed in my mind. No wonder I was so crazy in the villain simulator. With so many trump cards in hand, if I unleash my full power, I can temporarily cross 3 realms and directly fight against the gods. No matter who it is, they would go crazy. Liu Gan felt the drastic changes in his body, and at this moment, his confidence swelled greatly. Having a sword but not using it and having no sword to use are 2 different concepts. The former has the ability to overturn the table. The latter will only end up being overthrown. He only wants to do the former and not the latter. Snap. As the option to end the simulation was completed, the river of time began to collapse bit by bit. The old man in front of him also began to turn into sand bit by bit and merged into the river of time. Liu Gan also felt his restraints begin to dissipate, and looked at the old man expectantly. He hoped that the other party could replicate the miracle from last time and give him a Dao fruit. However, to his great disappointment, the old man just moved slightly, making some noise in the river of time, and then disappeared. Liu Gan frowned, silently watching the long river of time fade away, regaining his freedom of movement, and guessed in his heart, is it because he didn't have enough resentment in his life? During the 3rd villain simulation, the resentment of the withered corpse almost broke through the sky, and it kept asking for revenge until its death. Finally, he even forcibly took out a Dao fruit, and threw it directly to him. In comparison, this time the villain simulation does not have so much grudge. Instead, he killed the ghost Dr. Venerable and gave the mastermind behind the scenes a big slap in the face. It was so satisfying and he had no regrets. It's time to see how much legacy the ghost doctor, the 3rd level celestial being, has left. Liu Gan stretched out his hand, and suddenly a space ring appeared, which was exactly the light purple Dao fruit he had just seen. At the same time, it was also what the villain simulated and killed the ghost doctor. However, at that time, the space ring contained the spiritual consciousness left by the ghost Dr. Venerable, and he was unable to break it. But now, it is different. Break it for me. Liu Gan's mental power exploded, and his eyes were instantly covered by a golden light, breaking the remaining divine thoughts in the space ring. In an instant, the entire space ring filled with a dazzling array of treasures came into view, almost blinding his eyes. Medicine bottles and jars. Medicinal herbs that exude a strong medicinal aroma. There are mountains of medical books and alchemy books. A fiery red, flaming fire crane furnace. A corpse of a celestial being emitting an ominous black aura. However, the most dazzling one among them was the Zhanyin treasure mirror that almost cost him his life. Liu Ruyue stuck his head out from under the quilt in confusion, as if he sensed something and slowly stuck his head out. Then, she saw an astonishing scene. But Liu Gan was holding a high-quality space ring in his hand, and seemed to be exploring something. The next moment, in her astonished eyes, Liu Gan suddenly had a Xuanian treasure mirror, emitting dazzling blue light in his hand. That Xuanian treasure mirror exudes a territorial pressure that is unique to the gods. Heavenly magic weapon. Liu Ruyue couldn't help but scream out in surprise, staring at the treasure mirror intently. This is a powerful magic weapon that can only be perfectly driven by the heaven realm, and it has terrifying power. Treasures of this level are rare even in the Great Xia Empire. Some celestial beings with ordinary backgrounds even just use the magic weapon for becoming a saint. But the aura that Liu Gan exuded at the moment was only the 4th level of magical power. Where did the heavenly magic weapon come from? This scene is almost like a child holding gold. She's a little jealous. At this moment, Liu Gan seemed not to notice Liu Ruyue's burning gaze, and was just looking at the Xuanian treasure mirror in his hand. This thing is what almost killed me during this villain simulation. Xuanian treasure mirror, heavenly magical treasure made of 10,000-year-old black ice as main material and extremely yin refined iron as auxiliary material. It was nurtured in the lava at the center of the earth for 100 years and was finally formed. It contains extremely cold air and can emit Xuanian cold air. The divine light of the treasure mirror can freeze everything and freeze everything. Looking at the introduction given by Villain Simulator, Liu Gan could naturally see the domineering nature of this magical weapon. If the ghost doctor didn't have this treasure to protect him at the critical moment, he would have beaten the shit out of his opponent. It was because of this thing that all his means at that time were wasted and he almost failed. If a certain destined protagonist had not been brought in to interfere, he would have been killed by the ghost doctor. This item is extremely valuable. It may be the most valuable treasure I have besides the Supreme Emperor Bone at the moment. Although the Life Substitute Blood Escape Talisman is of extraordinary value, it is only a one-time talisman and cannot compare to this heavenly magic weapon. Once this treasure is fully activated and illuminated by the divine light of the treasure mirror, even celestial beings will be frozen in place. It is definitely a good thing for killing people and robbing goods at a critical moment. Chapter 63, Alchemist Inheritance, Assassin Hidden in the Dark. In addition to the Zhan Yin Bao Jian, the space ring was filled with medical books and medicinal materials, bottles and jars of elixirs, and a high-level elixir furnace. But in terms of value, it is absolutely unimaginable. I didn't expect that this ghost Dr. Venerable is not only a third-level celestial being, but is also an alchemist, and his rank is probably not low. That's right. His previous pseudonym, Ghost Doctor, was a famous doctor in Daxia. In the villain simulation, no wonder the mastermind's reaction was so huge after killing the ghost Dr. Venerable. On the one hand, it was because of the loss of a third-level celestial being, and on the other hand, it was because of the loss of a high-level alchemist. How can the reaction not be big? Liu Gan looked at the wealth in the space ring, and the smile on his face was almost hard to suppress. Not to mention the many elixirs and medicinal herbs inside, the books alone are an unimaginable wealth. Swish. He casually hung the treasure mirror in his hand around his waist, took out a secret book of elixir recipes out of thin air, and ignoring Liu Ruyue's shocked look, he casually flipped through it a few times. One after another, the inherited elixir recipes instantly came into view. Human face pill. Human scorpion pill. 100 insect pill. Blood poison pill. This is a complete alchemist heritage, and its level is as high as level 8. The only pity is that this alchemist inheritance is not orthodox. Instead, he is a poison pill master, who tends to be vicious, cruel, and corrupt, and is denounced as a crooked and evil person. The pill recipes recorded in it are almost all poison pills, evil pills, blood pills and other ghost things, with extremely serious side effects and strong lethality. The materials used to refine it are extremely evil, and the effects are even more bizarre. No wonder there was a rumor before that the ghost doctor would kill one person and save one person. Although this alchemist inheritance is strange and not as good as the orthodox one, it is still valuable. I am currently majoring in the Tao of Talismans, so it is not suitable for me to continue to practice the Tao of Alchemy. It will take up too much energy. I can consider letting Su Mei practice it. With her physique, she will definitely make rapid progress in practicing this evil way. Coupled with that pair of deadly, cursed pupils, they can form combat power in a short period of time and kill people. While making the decision, Liu Gan also felt emotional. It seems that the ghost Dr. Venerable is not as simple as imagined. If it weren't for the many coincidences and arrangements before, it might not be possible to defeat him. Apart from anything else, the methods of this poison pill master were something I had never seen in the previous few times. Killing a ghost doctor made him instantly rich. Alchemist inheritance. Liu Ruyue's mouth twitched as he watched Liu Gan take out another alchemist inheritance and flip through it casually, almost dumbfounded. First, there was the celestial magic weapon, then, there was the alchemist inheritance. What good stuff is inside that space ring? I'm afraid there is a special furnace. This B**************** D seems to be extremely rich. Aren't you afraid that I'll snatch it from you? Liu Ruyue's deep voice, with a hint of envy, reached his ears. At some point, she had stood up, walked in front of Liu Gan, and stared at him. A minor cultivator with the 4th level of magical power has so many treasures in his hands, and anyone would be tempted. This B*********** D is clearly trying to tempt her to commit a crime. Facing Liu Ruyue's words that were faintly threatening, Liu Gan stopped his movements, nodded slightly, looked directly at the woman in front of him with a smile on his face, and spoke in a calm voice with unimaginable confidence and dominance. If I dare to take it out, I'm not afraid of you snatching it away. Where do you think I got these things from? So what if I'm a celestial being? It's not like I haven't killed anyone before. You can try. Host: Liu Gan. Age: 18. Profession: Talisman Master, Level 5. Realm: Peak of Divine Power. Kung Fu: the 4th level of the Ancient Dragon Elephant Scripture, Heavenly Level, the 5th level of the Thousand Shadows Magic Skill, Heavenly Level, the True Book of Talismans. Divine Magic: Dragon Elephant Tyrant Body, Shadow Simulation, Shapeshifting, Vast Dragon Fist, Supreme Mode, 9 Steps to Heaven, Fragmented. Constitution: Supreme Emperor Bone. Talent: Grease the soles of your feet blue, you can't see me red, Talisman Seeds purple. Items: Life-saving Blood Escape Talisman, Xuanian Treasure Mirror, Heavenly Magical Treasure, Heavenly Gift, Ghost Doctor Venerable. Number of simulations: 0 times. Villain points: 62,000. Now that he has so many trump cards in his hand, he has the confidence to not be afraid of the mysterious celestial being in front of him. In such a head-on confrontation, we must not lose out. He took out so many things openly, just to attract the other party's attention and shock them, so as to take control of the initiative. So what if I'm a celestial being? It's not like I haven't killed anyone before. Liu Ruyue's pupils shrank, and he instantly grasped the key point. The B************* D in front of me actually killed a celestial being and stole the things in his hand. But a 4-level supernatural power, killing an 8-level celestial being, is simply a fantasy. But at this moment, she could not see any hypocrisy or lies in the eyes of the person in her eyes. Instead, she saw endless arrogance and a faint feeling of pain. Could it be true? This guy Liu Gan must have really killed a celestial being, which is why he has such confidence. Etc. If he is really that person's disciple, it is not impossible. With that person's methods, the so-called celestial being is almost the same as an ant in his palm. If I leave some means for Liu Gan. Hiss. Damn it. How have those useless people in the family been doing things these years? Why do we know nothing about such an important thing? And he even said he was a playboy. Which dandy young man can kill a god? They're all gluttons. They should all be dragged out and shot for 10 minutes. Ding, the mysterious celestial being Liu Ruyue is a little afraid of you. Congratulations to the host for winning the reward. Villain points plus 2000. The voice of Villain Simulator suddenly appeared in Liu Gan's mind. He saw Liu Ruyue's eyes flickering and he began to avoid his sight, a little afraid. HMPH, a good woman doesn't fight with a man, go to sleep. Frustrated, Liu Ruyue turned around, grabbed the quilt, wrapped himself up, and pretended to be dead again. It's kind of cute. Liu Gan couldn't help but laugh out loud. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. Obviously, he knew that Liu Ruyue was most likely thinking of something else. In all likelihood, it was with his cheap master, Zhan Fuzi. How terrifying is Zhan Fuzi to be able to make a 5th-level celestial being so frightened. Suddenly, he leaned against the door and window, and the talisman seed in his body emitted a slight pain, as if reminding him of something. Liu Gan frowned slightly and looked out the window. Just now, he vaguely felt a hint of murderous intent. His eyes swept over Qi Wei and others below, and looked at a shadowy corner outside the Century Hotel. He paused slightly, and then quickly left. It's you. Hey, that kid's eyes seemed to have swept over here just now. Could it be that he spotted me? How is it possible? How could an ordinary person see through my Thousand Shadows magic skill? The Thousand Shadow assassin hiding in the shadows, heart skipped a beat but then quickly relaxed. He still has considerable confidence in his Thousand Shadows magic skill. His gaze turned towards the figure in the top window of the Century Hotel, and he couldn't help but stick out his long tongue and lick his lips. Haha, no prey that I'm targeting will fail. I thought I was safe hiding in there, but it was just like catching a turtle in a jar. Quote. Chapter 64, Liu Gan's first move, Liu Ruyue's shock. I can't count on those useless people in the Li family. I have to rely on myself to turn the tide. In 4 days, the Venerable Lord will descend upon the Demon City. By then, this so-called impregnable fortress will be nothing but a piece of clay in front of the Venerable Lord. Boy, enjoy your last bit of happiness. In a few days, you won't have this chance anymore. Chenying assassin sneered, obviously treating Lu Gan, who was hiding in the Century Hotel, as a dead man. After confirming that the Li family was destroyed and he was isolated and helpless, he urgently called for help from above and sent a more powerful existence over. Unexpectedly, he received a big surprise from above and actually sent a mysterious, honorable lord. Those who are honored as venerables within the organization are all super bosses of the 8th level of heavenly beings. I don't know which venerable is coming this time. If I can get in touch with such an important figure, I might be able to get the true core of Thousand Shadow magic in the future. Just when Chenying assassin was daydreaming, his eyes changed. The figure that was supposed to be at the top floor window of Century Hotel disappeared at some point. How come it suddenly disappeared? Weren't you standing there just now? At this moment, a faint voice suddenly appeared behind him. So it was you who lured the ghost doctor's castrated dog here. Swish. Just when he was in the fantasy moment, the somewhat confused Chenying assassin's pupils suddenly shrank, and he felt as if he was poured with ice water. His whole body was cold, and his face under the black cloth was full of disbelief. How is that possible? How could someone approach him quietly? Moreover, it has not been discovered yet. This simply crushed him, an assassin who was best at concealment, in his strongest aspect. What's even more terrible is that at this moment he actually felt that the voice behind him was very familiar, as if he had heard it somewhere before. That seemed to be his target in the Century Hotel. Shadow Barb. Swish. A shadow suddenly rose from the ground and stabbed behind him, trying to pierce the person. Swish. But the shadow black thorn suddenly missed. No one behind me. Chenying assassin's face changed slightly. He looked at the empty ground behind him with astonishment on his face, as if he had seen a ghost. How is it possible? Bang! A cold arm suddenly patted his shoulder and said faintly, "Are you looking for me?" Swish! The Thousand Shadow assassin felt his scalp tingle with fear and turned around suddenly. What caught his eye was a familiar young face smiling at him. Surprisingly, it was Lu Gan. In Lu Gan's hand, he was holding a pale blue, ancient treasure mirror, that glowed faintly and exuded a hint of extreme coldness. "It's you." Snap! Snap! In an instant, this extremely difficult, Thousand Shadow assassin, with ever-changing methods, was instantly infected by the cold air and turned into a vivid, human-shaped ice sculpture. There were still expressions of astonishment and fear on the face of the human-shaped ice sculpture, which were intertwined. No one could have imagined that the target, who was supposed to be a weakling, could actually have such terrifying means. With one move, he killed this extraordinary assassin. You can't see me, Red. This talent is really scary when used to ambush people. If you're not careful, you'll get hit. With the help of the magical weapon Zanyin Bao Jian, killing an extraordinary assassin will be a piece of cake. However, the energy consumption of this magical weapon is also terrifying. Just by activating a little bit of cold energy, it has sucked away 80% of my spiritual energy. Lu Gan looked at the human-shaped ice sculpture in front of him calmly, put away the Zanyin treasure mirror, and muttered to himself in his heart. Since he had discovered the hidden danger of the Thousand Shadow assassin in advance, he naturally would not keep it and cleaned it up at the same time to avoid any more trouble. This terrifying assassin was able to easily kill him in the first villain simulator. In front of him now, there is no place to get a number. Using a few trump cards at random to kill the opponent is not much different from killing an ant. No wonder the ghost doctor suddenly showed up during the last villain simulation, but he missed you. After cleaning up the Li family, I should have considered digging 3 feet into the ground to dig you out. Lu Gan had previously thought that the last villain simulation was caused by the Li family behind the scenes, who tipped off the enemy and lured the ghost doctor here. The entire Century Hotel was reduced to ruins, Su Meng was captured and killed, and Lu Zhang was severely injured and his soul was searched. Unexpectedly, the culprit of all this was the Thousand Shadow assassin in front of him. But unfortunately, it was too late to find out. The other party had already sent a message and contacted the mastermind behind the scenes. 4 days later, the arrival of the ghost doctor seemed to be a foregone conclusion. Snap! Lu Gan casually took off Chenying assassin's storage bag, broke the restriction, and began to investigate. A transcendent-like Chenying assassin naturally cannot have a high-level item like a space ring like the Ghost Doctor Venerable. Note: the storage bag is not very spacious and is not stable. If it is hit hard, the items inside may be lost or broken. Note: the space ring has a larger space, is more stable, and will not be easily destroyed. Ding: the host easily kills the 1,000 shadow assassins, eliminates potential risks, and obtains rewards. Shadow simulation is enhanced, villain points plus 1500. Bang! A special communication token was taken out from the storage bag. Obviously, it is the tool used by 1,000 shadow assassin to communicate with the above. Maybe we could consider giving the castrated dog a surprise. Liu Gan looked at the token in his hand, then at the assassin ice sculpture in front of him. His eyes moved slightly, and a plan seemed to emerge in his mind. However, before that, we still have to continue the simulation. What a strange ability, even I can't detect it. Is it a spatial ability? It's so easy to kill a transcendental person. Liu Ruyue, who had been paying attention to Liu Gan, also witnessed the scene of Liu Gan killing the 1,000 shadow assassin with his own eyes, and his expression slightly froze. This man seemed to be hiding too many secrets, and he always came up with all kinds of unimaginable means. This is seriously inconsistent with the information we have. Is it the power of the Supreme Emperor's bone that nearly destroyed the entire Great Xia Empire back then? Bang! Liu Gan's figure returned to the top floor of Century Hotel. From beginning to end, Chiwei and others below did not notice that the Master Liu they were protecting had been walking back and forth. You can't see me, read this innate ability. As its strength grows, the power it displays in the real world becomes more and more terrifying. I'm afraid that only Liu Ruyue, who had been paying attention to him in the room, could roughly notice his brief departure and return. However, when Liu Gan looked at the other person, he was stunned. At some point, this guy ran directly from the carpet to the bed and took over his place. Naughty. Chapter 65. Liu Gan, I am your father. Naughty. Liu Gan smiled and shook his head, but didn't say much. He has a high tolerance for Liu Ruyue. After all, during the previous villain simulations, both sides had a deep friendship. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door of the room. Liu Zong's voice came from outside. Mr. Liu, the Sioux and Mongolians have been brought here, and the rest has been arranged as well. It came quickly. Bang! The door opened. The two people outside the door immediately came into view. Next to Liu Zhang, there was a young man with a resolute face and a slightly thin figure. Liu Gan's eyes paused on the young man for a moment, as if there was a moment of obscurity and complexity, and then he slowly said, Liu Zhang, help me train this person. I always feel that something is wrong these days. I need an obvious substitute as an insurance. Yes, Mr. Liu. Liu Zhang nodded without objection. Such substitute methods are not uncommon among aristocratic families. Although he felt that as long as he was in the Magic City, with his 7th level combat power, no one could hurt Master Liu in front of him. But since Master Liu had given the order, he would naturally choose to do it. Be my substitute. According to the rules, if anything happens to you, I will take good care of your family. You will always have a life of wealth and peace. If it's okay, I'll give you a bright future. Liu Gan looked at the Su Meng, who was destined to die in front of him, and spoke slowly. Thank you, Mr. Liu. Su Meng exhaled a breath and spoke firmly, his face full of gratitude. As a warrior, it is only natural to go through fire and water for your master. Even if she died, her sister would be well taken care of by the Liu family. If I don't die, I still have a future and can give my sister a better living environment. Maybe then, I can ask Mr. Liu to help heal Mayer's eyes. At this moment, Su Meng, full of hope and excitement for the future, did not realize that he had embarked on a dead end. This is the power of authority. Just one word can make people willingly die. Thank you for giving them the chance. After arranging everything, Liu Gan returned to his room, feeling calm and even a little self-deprecating. He walked to the bed by himself, pushed Liu Ruyue aside, and snatched half of the quilt, just like an old couple. In the previous villain simulations, they had been husband and wife several times and were familiar with each other. Next, it's time to start the fifth simulation. This time, you can try to confront Liu Ruyue, win her over, and test her attitude. Go to the mysterious secret realm in advance, get the complete 9 steps to heaven, wait and see, catch Yi Chen, the destined protagonist, and get the grandfather out of him. Besides that, I will do my best to break through my realm and strength, go south to the Xiwandishan mountains, and meet the person who can protect me as mentioned by the Liu family, to see if I have any backers. After thinking roughly about what the next villain simulation would do in his mind, Liu Gan calmed down and looked at the villain points that were still sufficient. Villain points, 63,500. Such abundant villain points gave him great confidence. Villain simulator, start the fifth simulation. Ding, 5,000 villain points have been proactively deducted from the host in exchange for 1 villain life simulation. Ding, the fifth villain life simulation begins. It is detected that the host spent 5,000 villain points in the last villain simulation to retain Ghost Talk Green in this simulation. Do you want to choose it directly? The host can also refresh and start a new round of talent extraction, but the retained talents will also disappear. Specify the talent, gibberish green. Liu Gan frowned slightly, and made his choice without hesitation. Not to mention the refresh, what new talents will appear? In the last villain simulation, I spent 5,000 villain points to keep Ghost Story. If it's gone, then all those villain points would have been wasted. Moreover, the talent Nonsense has infinite potential and is extremely extraordinary. I'm afraid it will come in handy for your next simulation. Ding, congratulations to the host for this villain simulation, and obtaining the temporary talent, Ghost Talk Green. Question mark. Nonsense green. Even ghosts won't believe the nonsense you tell, but people will believe it to a certain extent. Question mark. Question mark. Simulation starts. On the surface, you are a dandy boy, and you already know the extraordinary identity of yourself and the upcoming crisis in the future. At this moment, you find that you have awakened a new talent, talking nonsense. You find that everything you say seems to be endowed with a certain quality that makes people subconsciously choose to believe it to a certain extent. At this moment, there are still 4 days until the Ghost Doctor Venerable arrives in the Magic City, and 2 days until the mysterious secret realm in the Magic City Sea area opens. Although time is tight, you are not in a hurry. You plan to experiment with the effect of the green talent, talking nonsense, first. As for the goal of the experiment, snap. You woke up Liu Ruyue who was beside you. Liu Gan, what are you doing? Liu Ruyue was furious, a little grumpy because he just woke up. She had just fallen asleep when she was woken up, so she was naturally very angry. Liu Ruyue, I have something important to tell you. You spoke seriously. What's the important thing? Under the influence of the nonsense, Liu Ruyue's anger was subconsciously dispelled, and he looked at you seriously. At this moment, she already had some guesses in her mind, but what happened next was obviously beyond her expectations. Liu Ruyue, I'm your father. You said seriously. Question mark quote. Dad, wow. Liu Ruyue was stunned at first, but then he subconsciously believed it. He looked at you with a little more respect and blurted out, wanting to rush over and hug you. But as a 5th-level celestial being, her true realm is far higher than yours. Although she was briefly affected by you, she quickly reacted and exploded in an instant. This sudden effect makes you realize that the ability of talking nonsense can even affect Liu Ruyue, a 5th-level celestial being, for a short period of time. It is indeed extraordinary. You know, even a brief disturbance or influence has unimaginable value. In a life-and-death struggle, this possibility may even be fatal enough. This is simply a magical skill. How dare you be ********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** Liu Ruyue was furious. Her eyes became ferocious, like an angry tigress. She rolled up her sleeves, pinned you to the ground, and punched your chest with her little fists. You were held down and beaten. Chapter 66. Enter the secret realm in advance, ambush the destined protagonist Yi Chen, and snatch the golden finger grandfather. Tell me, what did you just do to me? Liu Ruyue asked with cold eyes. At this moment, she was about to explode with anger. She actually called you a little brat daddy. It was such a great shame and humiliation. If it were someone else, she would have killed him to silence him. This is you. You have a special identity and cannot be killed or scolded easily. I can only grit my teeth and beat you up. However, no matter how angry she was, she finally realized that something was very wrong. As a 5th-level celestial being, my mind is not easily shaken by external things, but it was obviously interfered by some force just now. You, a 4th-level magical power, can actually affect her, an 8th-level celestial being. This is simply unbelievable. That's not important. I do have something important to tell you. You rubbed your chest, grimacing in pain. The furious tigress just now was hitting and biting, so ferocious. Fortunately, the opponent held back, otherwise he would have been beaten to death. During this period, you did speak up, wanting to use the green talent, talk nonsense, to make the opponent stop, but it was ineffective. Obviously, for those with higher realms, the effect of this talent may be the best the first time, and the effect will decrease significantly after they are prepared. But even so, it is worthy of being called a green talent. I want to talk to the person behind you. You stated your true purpose with a serious face. You plan to use this simulated world to find out who is behind Liu Ruyue. Faced with your words, Liu Ruyue frowned slightly and fell into silence. He did not speak, but shook his head and his face turned cold, indicating his refusal. There was no room for negotiation. Obviously, this matter has touched her bottom line, and she can't possibly agree to it. You are not surprised by this result. It is obvious that the forces behind Liu Ruyue do not want to be exposed and punished easily. After all, there are too many things involved. If one thing goes wrong, many people will die. You can tell by Liu Ruyue's expression that despite showing too much extraordinariness before, you still can't impress the other person. In this case, then settle for the next best thing. I know what your purpose is, I can give it to you, and keep it secret for you, but I have one condition. What conditions? This time, Liu Ruyue did not remain silent, but chose to speak. Follow me and help me 3 times. After 3 times, I will give you everything you want. You stated your ultimate goal. I want a 5th-level celestial being to be your temporary bodyguard to protect you from most crises. After hearing your words, Liu Ruyue felt a little conflicted, as if he was weighing the pros and cons. There is no other way. She is afraid of your mysterious master and your special background. She dare not attack you, let alone force you. She can only let you take the initiative. Thinking of this, she was so angry. She was a delicate beauty, but you always treated her as heir and even negotiated terms. I agree. Finally, she chose to agree and temporarily become your personal bodyguard. Quote, come on, go somewhere with me. You were overjoyed, knowing that your bet was right, and headed directly to the port of Demon City with Liu Ruyue. Although there are still 2 days before the secret realm opens, you remember one thing, that is, during the second villain simulation, Liu Ruyue brought you, whose cultivation was destroyed, back into the secret realm and hid for half a year. This means that this mysterious secret place must have other entrances that can be entered in advance. However, the entrance threshold is quite high. I am afraid that only a person at the heavenly man level can enter. There is a hidden secret place here. I need you to help me find the entrance and enter in advance. You said. Subscribe to Chinese novel audio wave. Secret Realm. Liu Ruyue was a little surprised. Looking at the quiet sea in front of him, he wantonly erupted with a terrifying divine pressure and began to explore it inch by inch. At this moment, you feel the oppressive aura from Liu Ruyue, which seems to be more terrifying than you imagined. There really is a secret place. Soon, Liu Ruyue found an extremely hidden space gap and attacked boldly. Boom. A small hole was torn open in the space crack. Let's go. I will try my best. I will only open a hole in this secret node, and it will heal quickly. Liu Ruyue shouted. You two entered the secret realm ahead of time before the space healed. Sure enough, your guess is correct. Such a rich spiritual energy, this seems to be some ancient secret realm. Liu Ruyue was somewhat shocked by the rich spiritual energy in this secret realm, and at the same time was surprised how you knew about this place. At this moment, your mysteriousness in her heart seems to have skyrocketed. You did not answer, in order to deepen your own mystery, and took Liu Ruyue to the land of ruins. Along the way, the two of you easily killed some ignorant and strange aliens and arrived at the ruins. But as soon as he stepped into it, Liu Ruyue felt his own spiritual energy and cultivation rapidly dissipating, and was immediately frightened. What the hell is this place? You, who possess the Supreme Emperor bone, are safe and sound and have not been affected. Quote. Shut up. You suddenly grabbed the screaming Liu Ruyue, and the Supreme Emperor bone on your body exuded a domineering aura, instantly dispelling the abnormality on the other person's body. Liu Ruyue, who was yelled at by you, was shocked to see that you actually have such a mysterious ability. She followed behind you like a tigress degenerating into an obedient young wife. Found it. Soon, you came to the depths of the ruins and saw the incomplete statue and the parchment scroll suspended above it, which contained the 9 steps to heaven. This time, Yi Chen did not take the lead. You take a step forward, take down the parchment scroll, and start reading. Soon, the parchment scroll turns into a stream of light and enters your mind. You have obtained the complete 9 steps to heaven. The last 2 steps are finally achieved. You were excited, but did not practice immediately. Instead, you used the simulation talisman to make a replica of the parchment scroll and placed it on top. After finishing, you pulled Liu Ruyue aside and hid. You suspected that the reason why Yi Chen was always able to obtain the 9 steps to heaven before you in the previous few times was because he entered the secret realm in advance under the guidance of the old grandfather's residual soul. You came to the secret realm this time not just for the last 2 steps of the 9 steps to heaven. You planned to take Liu Ruyue, the 5th-level celestial being, to ambush the destiny protagonist Yi Chen and steal his golden finger grandfather. With me who possesses the 9 steps to heaven, and Liu Ruyue, a 5th-level celestial being, it is easy for me to deal with Yi Chen, the destiny protagonist with only 4th-level magical powers. This time, the advantage is on my side. Chapter 67. A sudden change occurs, breaking through the 5 realms of mountains and rivers. You have been coveting Yi Chen's golden finger grandpa for a long time. Looking at the simulations again and again, the reason why Yi Chen was able to escape unscathed every time was because of the so-called golden finger grandpa. Otherwise, with his reckless and brainless personality, he would have been killed long ago. How could he have kept jumping up and down? If you can get it, whether you destroy its soul, plunder its memory, search for the secret manual, or force a transaction and make it escort you, it will be a valuable treasure. The value of Yi Chen's golden finger grandpa is definitely not lower than 9 steps to heaven and even higher than it. Before, the reason why Yi Chen knew about the existence of the 9 steps to heaven was because of the guidance of the mysterious remnant soul, which means that the other party knew about many secret opportunities. I want to break through to a higher level faster. What I lack most is someone to help me in sufficient opportunities. In your heart, you have already regarded Yi Chen's golden finger as your own. You take Liu Ruyue and hide in the dark, ready to wait and capture the opponent in one fell swoop. Under normal circumstances, with Liu Ruyue's personality, it is impossible for him to be so obedient, but perhaps it is the mystery and strength you have revealed that has made you become a lot more honest. Women always admire strong men. You start practicing the last 2 steps of 9 steps to heaven. You want to condense the remaining 2 talisman seeds. Let Liu Ruyue help keep an eye on them. She agreed. On the first day, Yi Chen didn't come. On the 3rd day, Yi Chen did not come. On the 5th day, you begin to notice something is wrong, it seems that everything is too quiet. On the 10th day, you have condensed 1/10 of the heavenly talisman. The Tao seeds of the last 2 steps seem to be extremely difficult to condense. On the 20th day, the heavenly talisman has condensed 2/10. At this moment, according to the speed of time, 2 days have passed in the outside world. You can feel that the entire Magic City secret realm has been initially opened, but the imagined Yi Chen still has not appeared. What's going on? According to the previous simulations, Yi Chen should have appeared long ago. How come he has been missing for so long? This is very different from the situation in the previous simulation. Could it be that he doesn't want to use the 9 steps to heaven? Liu Gan's eyes paused and became a little gloomy. This seemed to be a little different from what he had imagined. Could it be that some kind of accident happened? Or was it that the mysterious remnant soul in Yi Chen sensed the danger, causing an accident and Yi Chen not showing up? This seems to be the most appropriate explanation at the moment. It seems that the mysterious remnant soul is not as simple as imagined. You realized that the problem might lie with Yi Chen's mysterious residual soul, and knew that the ambush might have failed. In that case, let's leave first. Judging from the time, the ghost doctor Venerable seems to be arriving in the demon city soon. You decisively abandoned the ambush plan, took Liu Ruyue, and quickly left the ruins. At this moment, since the secret realm has been opened, many powerful people from the magic city have entered. You choose to use the shadow simulation, magical power to change your appearance, and the vest, Han Li, is online again. You have this ability to disguise yourself, and you can even change your aura and appearance. Liu Ruyue was a little surprised, because at this moment, she could hardly distinguish your true appearance without using her spiritual sense to carefully investigate. Quote, it's just a trifle. Your tone is calm, but a little bit Versailles. Boom. At this moment, your gaze suddenly paused, as if you discovered a familiar figure among the several practitioners in front of you. That person is the Li family's great elder who possesses the yin-yang wuji pill. You were delighted. Liu Ruyue beside you seemed to see your killing intent and said, do you want me to take action against the 3/6 level transcendents of the Li family? There's no need for that. They're just a bunch of trash. You rejected Liu Ryue's help, not wanting to waste an opportunity to escape. Swish. You take out the mist ghost cloak, and put it on to cover your body. Then, you silently say, you can't see me, in your heart, and disappear in an instant, escaping towards the Li family. Ha ha ha, I didn't expect there would be such a secret realm in the Magic City. The Great Elder got a lot of good things this time. I got a yin-yang wuji pill this time, which will definitely allow my Li family to have another mountain and river realm expert. It's a pity that Li Yong was killed by that little b***************** D from the Liu family. Otherwise, I could have given it to him to take. HMPH, that little b********** D won't live for a few more days. That venerable one is coming soon. Unfortunately, because of our poor performance last time, the higher-ups no longer trust our Li family. Several Li family strongmen, led by the Li family's great elder, were whispering to each other, but suddenly they did not notice that there was a figure behind them. Fellow Taoists, please stay. I have a great opportunity to give you. A friendly voice suddenly appeared from behind, talking nonsense. The next moment, the Li family's elders and others seemed to be possessed by a demon and subconsciously stopped. A great opportunity that comes right to your doorstep. The eldest elder of the Li family showed greed on his face and looked behind him. But they saw a strange young man with a haggard face standing behind them, looking at them with a smile, holding a treasure mirror and waving his hand slightly. Roar. One ice and one fire, two huge dragon shadows appeared out of thin air, and the flying dragons rode on their faces and slammed into them fiercely. Puff, puff, puff. The Li family's chief elder and others instantly turned into blood mist, and the storage bags on their bodies fell directly into your hands. You have become more and more skilled in killing and robbing. The combination of, you can't see me, plus, a lot of nonsense, is definitely a magical skill to trick people. That damn ability again. Liu Ryue's mouth twitched as he witnessed this scene. She has figured out that although your realm is not high, your strange abilities are too sinister. Anyone below the heavens and men could be killed by you. Even a powerful celestial being will suffer at your hands if he is not careful. She has experienced this before. You ignored Liu Ryue's complicated gaze and began to search the storage bag. Soon, you found the yin-yang wuji pill. Wait for me here, don't run around, I'm going to buy an orange, go break through, I'll be back soon. You spoke to Liu Ruyue, and then, ignoring his confused expression, fled to the forest below and set up a talisman array. You B******************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** Liu Ruyue gritted his teeth in anger, thinking that she didn't read classical Chinese. Question mark. Question mark. A few hours later, a powerful pressure that suppressed the mountains and rivers suddenly erupted from below and quickly rose. You have broken through the 5 realms of mountains and rivers. Closing square bracket. Chapter 68. Go south. To the Xiwandishan Mountains. Is it a trap? You have broken through the 5 realms of mountains and rivers, and the ancient Dragon Elephant Sutra has reached the 5th level, and your body has become even more powerful. At the same time, your lifespan increases from 300 years to 500 years. You discover that the progress of the heavenly talisman, condensed in the depths of your soul, has skyrocketed, directly from 2/10 to 4/10. After your own realm breakthrough, you realize that the consumption of 9 steps to heaven seems to have been reduced. Your temporary breakthrough into the saint realm no longer requires 100 years of life, but only 50 years, and the consumption is halved. With your current lifespan, it is enough to support you to enter the 7th realm of sainthood for 10 seconds. Compared with the previous endurance, it has increased 3 times. At this moment, your strength has made a qualitative leap. Obviously, the higher the level of cultivation, the lower the cost of using the 9 steps to heaven. Is this the correct way to use the 9 steps to heaven? The higher your cultivation level, the better the effect. You gradually understood everything and knew the correct way to use it. You are in a good mood. You control the yin and yang energy in your body, induce gravity, and gain the ability to fly without the help of talismans. You come to Liu Ruyue and say, "Let's go back to the demon city." Seeing you break through the 5 realms so quickly without any instability, and instead your realm is very solid, Liu Ruyue's face looked a little strange. Under normal circumstances, practitioners need to calm down and adjust their states before a breakthrough. After a breakthrough, they need to stabilize their cultivation. But you seem to have ignored these processes. What she doesn't know is that you have used the 9 steps to heaven to cross the mountain and river realm many times before, and have felt the power of a higher level in advance. You already know the secrets, and you just lack the time to polish them. You and Liu Ruyue returned to the Magic City C. You took out the communication token, and wanted to contact the Liu family and send out an early warning. The demons have changed, someone wants to attack me, please be careful. Unlike the last villain simulation, where you stayed in the mysterious secret realm for half a year, this time you were much earlier than before. I think some things can be avoided and the Liu family can be prepared. But when you sent this message, it was like a stone sinking into the sea, with no response. Don't think about it. A few days ago, I felt that the entire demon city was shrouded in some kind of power. It seemed that a certain powerful person had set up a large formation around it in advance, obscuring the secrets and isolating everything. You can't get in touch with the imperial capital at all now, and the same goes for the Liu family in the imperial capital. Liu Ruyue suddenly said. A few days ago, your expression changed, and you immediately realized something was wrong, and your scalp started to tingle. Are you sure that the Liu family can't get in touch with me right now? I can confirm this. Although Liu Ruyue was somewhat puzzled by your reaction, he still nodded affirmatively. Boom. At this moment, your brain is about to explode. Because you clearly remember that during the last simulation, you stayed in the mysterious secret realm for half a year. After you left, you received 2 messages from your eldest brother Liu Shou. Liu Shou, don't go back to the imperial capital. Go south to the Xiwandishan Mountains. Once you enter the mountains, pass the customs, visit the temple, and enter the river, someone will protect you. Liu Shou, second brother, it's okay. It's been a while. I was just joking with you just now. Things in the capital have been dealt with. You can come back now. Everyone in the family misses you. If the demon capital had been set up in advance a few days ago by a great master, cutting off all communications, how did his eldest brother send him these 2 messages? At that time, you thought that the first message was sent to you by your big brother at the risk of his life, and the second message was sent by some mastermind behind the scenes. But now it seems that these 2 posts were sent by the same person. The possibility that Liu Ruyue lied to me is extremely small. It was because of her information that I was able to survive and learn the truth step by step. Besides, since I'm actively trading with her, she can't possibly deceive me, so the fact that the Magic City array blocks communications must be true. And the person who took the initiative to use my elder brother's name seems to be trying to trick me into going south to the Xiwandishan Mountains. He doesn't want me to return to the imperial capital. Could it be that the so-called march south, the so-called 10,000 mountains, and the so-called person who can protect me are all carefully prepared traps. Liu Gan's eyes flickered and turned cold. No matter how much I planned, I never expected that there would be such a sinkhole in front of me. If Liu Ruyue hadn't said it casually, he would have jumped into the trap again. His eyes turned to Liu Ruyue, who was sleeping soundly beside him. He wished he could wake her up and learn the truth from her. But he knew very well that this was impossible. The other party is too tight-lipped. After all, the cause and effect involved are too huge. In this villain simulation, he showed all kinds of extraordinary things, which shocked and attracted Liu Ruyue's attention, so she said something. For now, I can only watch, myself, in the villain simulator fall into the trap. You realize that going south might be a huge trap. You might not get any protection but die miserably instead. But you cannot be sure whether the truth hidden in it is true or false, because you know too little. And now, the only one who can help you is Liu Ruyue in front of you. What will happen if I go back to the capital now? You stared at Liu Ruyue in front of you and suddenly asked this question. Liu Ruyue was stunned, and then fell silent, as if he was weighing the pros and cons of whether to answer you. After a long while, perhaps after she made up her mind, or perhaps after seeing the pleading in your eyes, she slowly said, 1 out of 10 lives. A narrow escape from death. Your eyes move, savoring the charm of it. Then, I asked the second question you wanted to know, the one you wanted to know the most: what if I go south to the Xiwandishan mountains? Quote. So that's where you want to go. After hearing your words, Liu Ruyue's expression kept changing. He seemed to be suddenly enlightened, as if he understood something, but he was also a little conflicted and silent. However, compared to her silence on the previous question, she gave an answer very quickly this time: you can live. Chapter 69. You, the sinful bloodline of the regicide, almost destroyed Daxia. Going to the imperial capital is a 1 in 10 chance of death. Closing square bracket. Go south to the Xiwanda mountains, where you can survive. When you heard these two completely different answers from Liu Ruyue, your expression became solemn as you weighed the pros and cons. Obviously, what Liu Ruyue can tell you is already the limit. The things and causes and consequences involved are probably not small, and she is not in a position to get involved. From this, it can be seen that both of these roads are actually quite dangerous. Among them, the Xiwan mountains to the south are most likely a trap set for him, waiting for him to fall into it. The imperial capital is a hodgepodge of people, and it is also the headquarters of the mastermind behind the scenes. Even if there are several powerful celestial beings, it is not an exaggeration. With my current means, dealing with an ordinary celestial being is already the limit. If you go, it's a 100% chance of death, but what exactly is the glimmer of hope that life represents? Is there something I don't know? Well, since the other party has been trying to lure me south to the Xiwan mountains, then in this simulation, I will go south to explore the way for my main body, to see what kind of dragon's den and tiger's lair it is, and how many people want to kill me. You pondered for a moment, and finally decided to proceed according to the original plan, heading south to the Xiwandishan mountains. You want to see if going south is a trap, whether it is true or false. You also want to see if anyone wants to take your life, so be prepared in advance. And, for some reason, you always feel that the south seems to have a very special attraction to you, making your blood begin to stir, as if it is driving you there. You plan to go and see what is going on. The worst that can happen is death. Anyway, as long as the main body is not dead, I can always find a way to survive in the simulations again and again. You made up your mind and rushed to the Century Hotel with Liu Ruyue. Now, it is already night, and the entire Century Hotel is being besieged by countless men in black, just like the last simulation, trying to kill your stand-in inside. 2 powerful saints and 1/3 level celestial being, do you want me to take action? Liu Ruyue asked. She was still thinking about completing the 3 actions, and then wanted to get the things and get away perfectly. According to her estimation, the 3rd level celestial being hiding in the dark is definitely not someone you can defeat. No rush, it's not the time for you to take action yet, just wait and see. You shook your head. Since the mastermind behind the scenes wanted to trick him, he naturally had to make the other party suffer. Moreover, you also want to take the opportunity to realize an idea. As time passed, the Magic City General Administration headed by Qi Wei could no longer withstand the pressure and began to retreat. However, this time, the destined protagonist Yi Chen did not appear to save the situation. This destined protagonist seemed to have disappeared without a trace from the very beginning. It seems that Yi Chen will not show up tonight. You feel sorry for him because you originally wanted to ambush him. Unexpectedly, Yi Chen was as slippery as a loach in this simulation. From beginning to end, not even a ghost was seen. At this moment, the ghost doctor who was hiding in the dark could no longer hold back and rushed directly into the Century Hotel. Liu Zhang was severely injured by a palm strike and fell to the ground, spitting blood. Puff. Liu Gan, who looked like a dandy young man, was beaten to death by a palm strike and turned into a bloody mist, without even a complete corpse. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audio Wave. It's fake. It's a substitute. The ghost doctor's face turned ugly. He didn't expect that he had killed the wrong target. The heavy expressions of the Li family patriarch and the Demon City General Administration following behind him also changed, and they suddenly felt something was wrong. Could it be that the target already knew their plan? He ran away in advance. Ha ha ha, I was wondering why Master Liu wanted to find a substitute. I didn't expect it was to protect himself from bastards like you. Liu Zhang, who was spitting blood, laughed sarcastically. Old dog of the Li family, you two dogs, don't think I can't recognize you just because you covered your faces. And you castrated dog, the smell on you is really pungent. You have a sharp tongue. Catch him and we will search his soul. The word, castrated dog, instantly angered the ghost doctor. What he hated most was when people called him a castrated dog. He was a eunuch, not a castrated dog. The Li family ancestor and Shen Zhang looked at each other and prepared to take action, but the next moment, they suddenly stopped. I saw that, at some point, you and Liu Ruyue quietly appeared behind Liu Zhang, looking at them with cold eyes. Break him to a pulp, but leave him with a breath to speak. Quote. One more time left. Liu Ruyue extends a finger and gestures towards you. As soon as the voice fell, a terrifying pressure from the gods suddenly fell, and a terrifying wave of spiritual energy erupted, bringing with it a vast force, instantly severely injuring the three ghost doctor venerables. Plop, plop, plop. The Li family ancestor and Shen Zhang fell to the ground, their lives or deaths unknown. The ghost doctor venerable was bleeding from all 7 orifices, half kneeling on the ground, his clothes were torn, and there was a big hole in his dantian which had ruined his cultivation. Liu Ruyue's attack was so fast that you didn't even have time to react. The power he displayed also made your pupils shrink. In comparison, your previous, fire dragon burning the sky, is no exaggeration to say that it is a grain of light compared to the sun in the sky. Quote. Fifth turn celestial being, that strange method, you little girl. The ghost doctor looked at the piercing hole in his dantian and his face turned pale, as if he recognized Liu Ruyue's origin. If you dare to reveal my origins, your master will have to pay the price. Liu Ruyue's expression changed slightly and he shouted harshly. Your eyes paused, as if you had not expected that the ghost doctor, this castrated dog, actually knew Liu Ruyue's true origins. It's just that she seems unwilling to reveal her true origins in front of you. After being warned, the ghost doctor became much more obedient in an instant, staring at you intently, and laughing loudly towards the sky. Ha ha ha, I originally thought you really won over that team to you, but I didn't expect it to be just a deal. This girl doesn't even dare to let you know her origins. She doesn't even take you seriously. Little b*********************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************** You can kill me or chop me up as you wish. After hearing the provocative words of the ghost Dr. Venerable, Liu Ruyue's face changed slightly. He looked at you, wanting to explain something, but all he saw was your calm face. You instantly entered the supreme mode, and your heart was calm. A domineering pressure from the supreme instantly emerged from your body, and you looked down at the ghost Dr. Venerable in front of you. The rules in the palace are getting fewer and fewer. A castrated dog dares to insult the master when he sees him. Who gives you the courage? You tried to use nonsense to lure the ghost doctor into saying something. Boom. When you scolded him, the ghost doctor was stunned at first, and subconsciously showed a hint of respectful servility on his face. He wanted to kowtow to you and beg for mercy, but it was immediately covered up by a hint of extreme anger. You are the sinful bloodline of the regicide. Daxia was almost destroyed by. Before he could finish, a flash of black fire suddenly burst out from his body, burning wildly, as if it had touched some kind of taboo. Chapter 70. Lu gone. Oh no, I am the villain. In an instant, the ghost Dr. Venerable, the third-level celestial being, turned into ashes. His body was dead and his soul disappeared. Only a storage ring fell to the ground. All this happened so fast, to the point where neither you nor Liu Ruyue could stop it. The sinful bloodline of the regicide. What's going on? I'm not of the royal bloodline of Daxia, how come I suddenly became of the bloodline of the King Slayer? And Daxia was almost destroyed. What does this mean? My father or mother, or a more advanced elder, almost destroyed the Daxia Empire. This plot is wrong. Lu Gan was dumbfounded and confused by everything that happened in the simulator. Why the sudden reversal? Shouldn't he be the poor prince and victim who was hunted down and forced to change his name and hide his identity? How did they suddenly become the bloodline of the sinners who nearly destroyed the Great Xia Empire? Could it be that the old eunuch ghost Dr. Venerable was deliberately misleading him? Etc. Lu Gan seemed to suddenly think of something. It seems that during the last simulation, Liu Ruyue once said that the most sinful, evil, and crazy blood flows in his body. It seems that they are facing each other. Dig the groove. It's bad, in the end, I'm the villain. The Liu family and others are the remnants of the bloodline of the regicide who are protecting him. It's all a mess. You were confused by the last words of the ghost doctor. It seems that your identity has changed again. The second son of the Liu family. The royal family of Daxia. The bloodline of the regicide. The reversals make it difficult for you to distinguish who is righteous and who is evil. But the problem is, you have read the history of the Great Xia Empire, and there has never been a case of regicide. It is impossible that such a big thing has no records. Unless the incident concerning the regicide was erased artificially. But the problem is that all the Great Xia Emperors of all generations are the pinnacle of the true immortals on Earth. Who dares to take action? And just now, before the ghost Dr. Venerable could finish his last words, he was interrupted and devoured by the strange black fire. It seemed that there was someone in the dark who was preventing him from saying a certain taboo. You looked towards Liu Ruyue. Among those present, she was probably the only one who was most likely to know the secret. I advise you to leave the magic city quickly. Otherwise, I can't protect you. Liu Ruyue said in a gloomy tone, with an expression that said you've gotten into a big disaster. Looking at Liu Ryue's solemn expression, you know that the demon city may not be safe from now on, and we have to pack up and run away. This sudden situation also made you more determined to go south. You had an inexplicable premonition that you would gain something new after going south. You picked up the space ring left by the ghost Dr. Venerable, which contained a new celestial magic weapon, Zanyan Bao Jian, and the alchemist's inheritance. You took out several bottles of high-level healing pills, handed them to Lu Zhang, and instructed, let Qi Wei take control of the Magic City General Office, stabilize the Magic City, create a false impression, and then, you leave the Magic City, don't go back to the Imperial City, hide, no matter where you go. For this loyal protector of yours, you still want to give him a chance to live, rather than letting him die innocently. As for Qi Wei, without the pressure from his boss, he can just force his way to the top. This can be considered as you fulfilling your previous promise. He can also block the entire Magic City and help you cover up some things. How long he can serve as the Director General depends on his fate. With the ability to talk nonsense, Lu Zhang believes in your words and says he will complete it. You and Liu Ruyue leave and head towards a secret warehouse, ready to pick up Su Mei, the destined heroine. You met Su Mei, revealed your identity, and she agreed to leave with you. This time, you did not take a cruise, but traveled by water. You are in the mountain and river realm. You can manifest yin and yang energy and fly in the air. Coupled with the wind-repelling talisman, and the God speed talisman, your speed is much faster than that of a cruise ship. You carry the blushing Su Mei on your back and move quickly across the sea, heading south. Because you avenged Su Mei's brother's death and killed the ghost Dr. Venerable, and because of your close contact with her, and the Supreme Emperor bone in your body that can suppress her bloodline, she has developed a good impression of you. Liu Ruyue rejected your idea of flying with her in your arms, saying that she can fly and does not need anyone to hold her. In response, you just thought the other person was shy and didn't say much. Along the way, you relied on your previous understanding of Su Mei and used the 18 ways to pick up girls, and the relationship between the two of you progressed quickly. You be ********D, you are flirting with other women in front of me. Liu Ruyue looks at this scene and wants to punch you twice. Women always like to compare with each other. You are on guard against her while getting close to other women. Even Buddha would be angry. She naturally saw Su Mei's cursed pupils, and guessed some of your thoughts, but she was still a little dissatisfied. After all, you have never licked her like this. On the way, you began to teach Su Mei the method of cultivation, and also accepted the alchemist inheritance of the ghost Dr. Venerable, and gave her an alchemy furnace and medicinal materials, acting like a caring big brother. The relationship between you two is also rapidly rising. Seeing these scenes, Liu Ruyue became furious again and clenched his fists. Su Mei did not disappoint you either. With the ghost Dr. Venerable's poison pill master skill, she progressed very quickly and soon entered the threshold. You quickly finished the water route and began to travel through the mountains and forests, heading south. You were safe and sound without any accidents. A few days later, you suddenly feel a chill coming down your spine. Liu Ruyue beside him also stopped and said to you two who were talking affectionately, "Someone is following us. He is very strong. He is not inferior to me." I understand. You nodded, your expression becoming serious. It is obvious that the reason why the person did not show up is that he was afraid of Liu Ruyue's existence. He was not sure and did not want to show up easily and attack you directly. A week later, you arrived at the outskirts of the Shiwen Mountains. Along the way, the existence that Liu Ruyue mentioned as catching up did not appear and attack you. But you can sense the murderous intent getting closer and closer. It is obvious that the other party has begun to lose patience. It is only a matter of time before he takes action. Just as you were about to start entering the mountain, Liu Ruyue suddenly spoke up, "I can only take you so far. You have to walk the rest of the way by yourself." You could see the fear and dread on Liu Ruyue's face, as if the 100,000 mountains before her were hiding something that even she was afraid of. You have only vaguely seen this expression on the other person's face when you mentioned Zanfuzi before. Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audio Wave to stay updated with our latest stories. And never miss out on a great listen.